I made this video in response to a concerted effort by a group of hate mongers in the guise of a campus ministry that have been to more than 672 college campuses around the country. Their MO is the same on every campus. They go to a public university campus. They use the free speech spaces on public university campuses to set up a round of speakers. Often they bring children with them as human shields. Then they begin to berate everyone. Other mainstream Christian campus groups, women, GLBT folks, people who practice other religions such as Islam or Buddhism, servicemen and women in uniforms. While they are not the Westboro Baptist Church, they have the same malevolent spirit. They are not alone. There are numerous groups who are doing this. By my estimation, this behavior runs the risk of doing damage to those folks who are most vulnerable in my immediate environment. How could I do something to protect, as the great 21st century pedagogical philosopher Bell Hooks states? How could I do something that would respect and care for the souls of these students? Was there something in my limited repertoire I could use to do this? How can we challenge this vitriol and still remain true to the spirit of free speech? How can you make the point that these folks are creating a toxic environment without adding to the toxicity? I also felt, as a straight middle-aged white guy, a responsibility to help demystify and dissemble the privilege inherent in this sort of hate speech. So I used my own privilege. I did what used to be called a teach-in back in the day. Rather than shout at these guys, as one feckless professor somewhere in Connecticut did, I decided I would use the opportunity as sort of a silent teaching moment. These men, and they're always men, could actually be co-opted into at least 3 lessons I could teach, but I had to have a hook. So, with the help of students and colleagues at Eastern Kentucky University's Women and Gender Studies program, I devised a plan. First, I donned a wedding dress. This would teach a valuable lesson about the social construction of gender. It would also provide an example of Harold Garfinkel's ethno-methodology. My wearing a wedding dress to a hate speech event is a classic breaching experiment. The third lesson is drawn from typologies from the sociology of religion. Is a group a mainstream religious group, or is a group on the fringe, holding itself up as a sole arbiter of good and evil? This is an important distinction, as you will see. I wrote this mini lecture on orange poster board set up adjacent to these guys and held up my mini silent sociology lecture. If you've ever seen the Bob Dylan video Subterranean Homesick Blues, where Alan Watts holds up cue cards, then you can see that influence here. These were my reasons for doing this video.
Got this?
Mm-hmm.
I want someone to get a picture.
Hey, you're still my favorite teacher.
Gender is based on... You're a teacher? I want to have someone
Okay.
Gender is based on biology. I can't see it.
Social meanings that we add on to it by saying...
3. Oh, whoop, whoop.
Get him, Pete.
Thank you, brother.
Show him what's up.
Gender is not only about individual characteristics that we contract as something or added on. Just the narrative.
She's like, I don't want to be in the picture. I don't, but I want to read this shit. Read it out loud. Gender is based on biology, but consists of social meanings.
That's number 2. You got to read them in the order, ma'am.
Oh.
That'll make that decision. You got this, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Breaching experiment. Social reality is violated in order to shed light on the methods by which people construct social reality.
Right there? Got it?
Richter 2011. Gender is based on biology, but consists of social.
Another one.
All right, but consists of social meanings that we add, add on, quote unquote, to it. By wearing an article of clothing associated with women, I am violating the taken for gender order. Gender is not only about individual characteristics characteristics that we construct as an add-on to biological sex. It is a social structure. People can construct structure, and structure is imposed on us. We organize frames or ways of organizing experience. Gender is a frame.
Here.
We hold together our definitions of gender, what is right or wrong in terms of gender norms. This is how gender is structured at the everyday level. Gender is a large-scale social structure. What we consider a normality, don't wear a wedding dress unless you are a bride, is part of the wider culture. This social structure applies to how religion practice emerges in the United States. A church for socialists contributes to the social equilibrium. It functions...
Equilibrium, yeah. Good, yes, ma'am. Got that? Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
and then I think this will be the next
Am I
one.
still reading these out loud for people? Okay. It functions within socially approved normality, social structure, and works towards social integration.
Everybody pay attention.
Yes. 7. A sex social identity in the mainstream of society.